Hi everyone. We are on the second session of the training. The training we talk about the training is it's a process of actually increasing the knowledge and skills of the workforce. Training can be happening in different ways. We talk about the training is a process that involves increasing the knowledge and skills of the workers, enable them to do their jobs more effectively. We talk about there are three categories of training. First training is induction training. After you recruited, you have to give some kind of induction training to the worker who actually want to like fit with the organization cultures and roles. You can see in the induction training it can be 1 day or 2 day, 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks. It depends on the organization requirement. So these are the following are the subject normally the features of induction training. What are the topics they are covering under induction training? We talk about these things: tour, factory tour, health and safety training, introduction to senior staff, your colleagues, and history, dress code, everything. Talk about that, and after we talk about the Google, the internship program called Google New Building, and then they are giving 3 weeks program for them to in the organization persons to actually the new recruit that management trainees, and then they are all that the employees they are given that opportunity to actually get training. And also, we talk about the on-the-job training. It's a training happening while you're working. That's all on-the-job training. So this can be done in several ways by watching another work and copy. We call it shadowing and mentoring and job rotation. This is the main method that on-the-job training happen. It's easy to organize. We talk about the mainly advantage and disadvantage of on-the-job training as well. On-the-job training means output being produced. Therefore, there is no like a wastage damage happen to the organization because worker contributing to the output manufacturing, and relevant because train is learning actual doing the job actual working conditions, therefore it's more relevant for the worker. And third one is cheaper than other forms of training. Off job training you have to send the pupils to outside the organization like training college, but here it's not like that, inside the organization, so therefore it is cheaper and can be easy to organize. That's training thing. However, this disadvantage of this on-job training is its output may be lost because workers make mistakes because there are new apprentices like trainees, so their trainings they are doing mistakes that can be it can be sometimes the time divert to showing the new recruit to how to do things. It will be time consuming and also output may be lost during that time. Maybe stressful for the worker when working with others and stressful for even the trainers also sometimes. Staff may get frustrated if they make unpaid like a trainer sometimes because senior staff are responsible for training these young people, and then sometimes train senior staff don't get anything in return, so they will be frustrated and could be dangerous to others. For example, like a surgeon or train driver, because from mistakes can be happen from a trainees. That's the thing. Okay, let's go to the past paper question and see. This is 2019 May question. Right. So if we go to 2019, this question 2019 June question, small business paper, same year, 2019 June paper, small business. The case study was a backyard shoe. You can see the case study was a small business case study. Sole trader called Backyard Shoes. It's a retail business located in Nairobi, Kenya. So it sells a wide range of shoes, handbags, and accessories for ladies only. And Backyard Shoes has 3 shops in Nairobi, and the shops are located in a busy shopping center where they can. There are other shoe shops also. Mainly they are selling shoes, handbags, and ladies accessories, right? So this is a business thing. So I'm manufacturing and also selling. So Backyard Shoe has 3 shops in Nairobi. So mainly it's a retail shop, right? So what I want to show you this question, part B, question number 1, part D. State one method that Backyard Shoes could use for on-the-job training. On-the-job training. So we talk about here in our theoretical part. There are 3 methods of on-the-job training. What are 3 methods we talk about here? Watching another worker, mentoring, and job rotation. So we have to apply this knowledge to the case study because even though it's 1 mark question, they're asking state one method that Backyard Shoes could use on the job training method. One method of on the job training method. So mainly there are retail shops. That means there are sales reps, are there, sales representatives, assistants, shop assistant. So you can say mentoring. You can tell okay, you can demonstrating how to sell this product, how to sell this shoe for the customer. Or you can demonstrate for the worker shadowing a worker, for example, because they are making shoe manufacturing sometimes also happen handbags and everything. So you can then watching another worker, watching a shoe design, or sometimes you can say look at this marking scheme. Award 1 mark for valid response related to case study. Context of the business. Shadowing fellow shoe fitter. Shadowing a fellow shoe fitter. So application is shoe fitter. We just write shadowing a worker, no marks. So we have to write shadowing a fellow shoe fitter. For demonstrating how customers are advised between different shoe brands. Mentoring, demonstrating how customers are advised between different shoe brands is another point. So this application is there both points, shoe fitter, different shoe brands. So these are the things. 1 mark you can easily earn by if you write it like this way. So induction, on the job training methods. So shadowing, or we call copying or washing and copying another worker, or fellow shoe fitter. Demonstrating how to customers advise between different shoe brands. These are the questions that you have to write for 1 mark keyword, right? So it's a large business question. You can see large business same year, 2019 large business paper. The case study was about the Tata company. Everyone knows about Tata company, Tata Motors, large group of company. So they have 100 billion turnover, and then they are giving so many information on their market. They are making vehicles and everything. Manufacturing centers including Korea, Italy, and UK. And one of the main names of Tata Motor companies produce goods and public wants and needs. Currently working on electric cars and more environmentally friendly. So Tata is a big company, right? So they and also they're helping community to build like a building schools, like in their social corporate social responsibility concept they're talking about at the end, right? So regarding the training, right, we talk about the legislation part. Remember the last week, which one of the following forms of discrimination covered by legislation, right? Ability, age, ethical, political, right? We talk about that. Which one of the following discrimination we covered? Ability we don't talk, we call disability thing. We don't talk about ethical thing like not political. Answer is B, right? Age discrimination. We talk about that in our case studies also. That's the role that covers by the legislation. Discrimination, age discrimination should be banned in the organization. And under human resource question, you can see part D. State one reason why Tata Motor Company employee could be dismissed. State question. This question also you have to mainly think about the case study. You can see if one employee caught stealing some equipment, some spanner, or it can be a tire, or it can be some equipment in the using Tata, electronic equipment, some gadget, you can see some electrical equipment or mechanical equipment, sometimes caught stealing something, or sometimes delaying for the there sometimes you can see the disciplinary action as a result of the Tata. You can see the persons comes to work with alcohol, so like that. So this, or sometimes damaging the Tata properties. This kind of a thing you can write. What are the situations the employees can be dismissed in organization? If you just write becoming like late to work, because stealing, wrong, because you have to write some application points also related to Tata. Steal what? Steal, sometimes you can say steal from the Tata, or say some plastic item or steel item or electronic item, something. So this kind of thing you can see. This is a reason that employee can be dismissed by the organization. And another HR question you can see here. One reason why Tata Motor Company could employ casual staff. We talk about the casual staff. There are certain types of jobs: full-time job, part-time job, job share, and casual workers or temporary workers. So casual workers we need to employ staff. Casual employees, you can see question number 2, part B. This question marking scheme, which you see the casual workers in the Tata organization, they're using, sometimes there's a high demand is there for a particular order for a vehicle, they can use this worker. So like on call, sometimes you can see part D answer. The yeah, staff, valid reason why one employee, why casual staff employing. When Tata Motor Company is busy with many new orders of its vehicle, as I told you, when there's a new order, big order comes with the new vehicles, so we have to employ casual staff. Sometimes, or when someone is off on long-term sick from the production line, right? Someone is off from long-term sick from the production line, we have to employ casual staff. like that. This kind of questions are there. And then fringe benefits is our next coming up lessons. You can see like using fringe benefits, motivation methods, and also promotional pricing, cost plus pricing, the 9 mark question. You can see the marketing question, another marketing question, primary research and secondary research. And this is decision about the location. 12 mark question is like that, right? So here from the human resource concept, there are only few questions. So they're asking not the big questions that much. So that's a large business, but mainly this question you can see the case study number one, the small business backyard show. They're asking about the on the job training, right? One reason for use on the job training, and you can see here another HR question. You can see state one benefit of back cashiers using off the job training. So today, now we are going, next part is the off the job training method. They're asking another question uh, and explain one reason why many businesses have human resource as a functional area. Right. State one fringe benefit that back cashiers can offer to its employees. Okay, see like that back cashiers can promote and give some discount for the products they are getting, they are selling, like handbag and shoes. They can give employee discounts. So off-job training benefit. One benefit of off-job training. So off-job training, today we are going to talk about this concept. Off-job training means you are working not inside the organization, training given outside the organization. We can define as off-job training. You can see training that take place away from the work area, I call off-job training. So off-job training, you can see now this advantage, disadvantage is important. You can see now these papers also, they have asked state one benefit of off-job training. So what are the benefits of off-job training? It's given output not affected by mistakes are made. Learning cannot be distracted by work. Hmm? Training could take place outside the working hours necessary. Customers and others are not put at a risk. So off-job training is important. Sometimes, yeah, especially for some jobs, you have to provide the off-job training before they start the job. For example, pilot. Pilot, when you're starting a job, because you can't give that pilot to train anyone to drive an actual plane, right? Because mistakes can happen. Then serious damage, even life also in danger. Therefore, first of all, you have to give off-job training like flying simulators. So in a simulator, sometimes you have to give the training for like 1 year, 1.5 months. So 1 year training, sometimes off-job training, sometimes press time. Even doctors, surgeons, they are not allowed to do the surgeries and everything without proper training. First of all, they are doing training under supervision of the senior doctor, a consultant. They do all the surgeries and anatomy for the first of all for dead body, for dead bodies. That's called dead body anatomy. And then only they will work like assistant doctor, assistant surgeon with the senior doctor for another couple of years. Then only they are getting the license to operate, do the surgeries alone with the full responsibility. That's how they train a surgeon. So these kind of things, train drivers also same, because they are the huge, the risky jobs. Risky jobs you can't perform easily. You have to train. That training should be done properly. Off-job training is very important. Especially military training also same. Under military circumstances, you have to give a proper training, weapon training, right? Because you can't send the person with the gun to the warfare. You don't know how to even operate the gun, right? So output is not affected if mistakes are made, and learning cannot be distracted by work. And so training could be take place outside the work hours necessary, and customers and others are not put at a risk. And disadvantages, you can see no output because of the employees that do not contribute to the work. That's the matter. No output. And some off-job training is expensive if provided by specialists. And some aspect of the work cannot be taught off-job, and it may take time to organize. These are the advantages. You must know these advantages, disadvantages. Okay, go back to the paper. They're asking then 2B. State one benefit of backyard shoes of using off-job training. Look at the market scheme. The 2B they have given out of that table. You can see 2B answer. Gain more knowledge about shoes and accessories. Application is there. Even 1 mark question. They talk about shoes and accessories. That's application. You can gain more knowledge about shoes and accessories. On the job training, you can't get that much knowledge, but off job training, they teach 100% A to Z. And second, you can see another answer: receive a training at a college on a selling right men and children shoes. Receiving a training at a college on selling men and children shoes. You get a proper training. You get a proper coaching about the selling techniques and everything for men and children, except any other responses. Like that, you can see these questions are being asked by the Edexcel so many times. Human resource function is really important, like the special training functions. You can see here the 9 mark question, here asking another motivation question, bonus payment or financial, job enrichment, non-financial. Uh, this is a financial management question, crowdfunding overdraft, market research, 12 marker, right. So you can see, guys, these are the main method that normally recent past they have asked in the human resource management techniques. Okay, let's move on to some case study. Emirates. This Emirate case study was came in last this time also in 2020 May June papers. Also, you can see Emirates case studies there in the large business. Emirates a large business. They are organizing more than like 180 destinations they are flying. Dubai-based airline, specialized in cabin crew training facility, where new recruits are given 7 weeks of initial training before they start work, like almost 2 months training before they start their work. Training course provides a mixture of both theoretical and practical elements. To make the practical training realistic, it takes place in machines and that stimulate the movement of all aircraft types. This helps to give new recruits a taste of experience required to deliver the best possible customer service to passengers. The training courses addresses a range of work-related issues such as, so what are the training issues? So in the airline, you can see this is the artificial airline, right? So cabin crew being trained 7 weeks like that, how to prepare these things. Sometimes you have to prepare meal, you have to prepare drinks, right? So you can see they are washing, and then all these cabin crew members, yeah, hostess, right? And this is the trainer. She comes and tell, okay, this is how I have to serve the meal. This is how I have to uh, offer these meals and everything, drinks, everything she's making. So employ these main target causes are these things, but the safety and emergency procedure called SCP. In case of emergency, what you have to do, and in first aid, what are things? Sometimes it can be you know sometimes passengers they have some injuries can be happen during the train you are flying, and also sometimes passengers sometimes feel vomitish or sometimes feel faintish. So first aid you have to give. Services, how to provide the service, customer passenger service, and Emirates cabin crew image and Emirates cabin crew uniform is another thing. And also fitness and nutrition and security procedures. So these are the main thing which actually covers security procedures, fitness and nutrition, everything you have to give, because cabin crew members should be everyone outgoing personality. They are very fit and healthy, young and good looking. You have to maintain that thing when you want to work there for a long time. So that's the quality of the cabin crew members, security procedures, everything. In addition to this intensive training program before work begins, Emirate employees also get annual refresher, safety and emergency and first aid training also every year. In addition to the initial training, every year they have to continuously, they call CPD hours, continuous professional development courses are there. Every year you have to refresh those safety and emergency training. These courses are really important, right? So this is actually happening right now. So question number one asking what is meant by the term off-job training. Easy question. Training that can happen outside the organization called off-job training. Describe the method of training used by Emirates. This case they are using artificial cabin crew, like a virtual like a cabin, and they are explaining inside the cabin what's going on. It's like it can be the inside the can see kitchen area or inside the cabin crews, there are certain areas, the cabin crew also, there are resting areas, the kitchen and the pantry. So they are working in the case real. They're not even everyone watching what she's explaining. Can see this picture can elaborate so many things at that moment. So it's a not on the job training. This is not they're actually flying right now. This is where actually they are in another simulator location. So artificial environment, and this instructor teaching all these cabin crew members how to do the service and everything. Okay, discuss the two benefits of immediate using on-job training. So workers get a full training, complete training program, and work will be not stressful for them because they are working, learning in real, not real working conditions, but the work being an advantage of job training means you can be the workers are less stressful, so they can learn. They are not distracted from the actual working. They can 100% they can give the focus and concentration on how to perform, right? Okay, now we are moving to the other part of the thing, training and health and safety. So health and safety, as I'm told here, also like SCP is really important, safety procedures. Organization you normally provide these things in many occupations. The workplace can be dangerous environments are there because of this potential danger. Government aim to protect the workers with the legislation that causes the business, right? So what are the legislation give the government actually giving for the workers? You can see using maintaining health and safety equipments like protective clothing, like fire extinguishers, protective overalls, hard hats, earplugs, safety goggles. These things must be given for the workers by the organization. And importance of the hygienic environment, for example, one that is safe for the food production. Importance of give that thing like the control, quality control part, health and safety of the food, and the danger from hazard substances such as acids and glue should get the protection from the hazardous substances like some chemicals and everything. Sometimes very burning and very dangerous, poisonous thing, and protection from need from violence, bullying, threats, and stress in the workplace. It's another thing in the work area, so you get the protection from those things, violence, bullying, and threat, because no one need to actually get bullied or violent and everything, threat and stress. Everyone wants to actually learn and they want to work independently in their life, but someone is there who very violent and arrogant and very like a bullying guy. So our organization must be able to stop that thing, right? So this might require business to prepare a written statement of their general policy on the health and safety protocols and ensure that all employees are aware of this existence. These are the things on the health and safety regulation, right? So and also you can see business will have to provide this training, information, instruction, and supervision to ensure the health and safety of the workers. So many businesses also follow the code of practices to meet the health and safety standards at work. Finally, health and safety inspectors have the right to enter the business premises to ensure that the health and safety measures are in place and being carried out by the businesses and employees. You can see always, so these points are important, uh, but make sure to apply to the case study. In all these scenarios, you have to apply these things to the case studies. Otherwise, they are not giving any marks, good mark for you. Application marks are really important, right? For you can see finally, you can see what are the benefits of training. There are general benefits of training. You can keep the workers up to date regarding these headings. You can see health and safety, technology, after takeover, new working practices, new legislation about those things. You have to keep them up to date. And second one is improve the labor flexibility. Improving the labor flexibility, another advantage of benefit of training. Improving labor flexibility as a result of the training, and improve the job satisfaction and motivation because of the training, because they know organization they are investing in the workers, therefore they increase their training, they motivate the staff, and there are new jobs in the business as a result of that. Sometimes training is important because the new technology, there are new jobs are created, therefore it means that some staff will need this training. And training for promotion, sometimes again, especially military organizations, if you want to go to the next rank, you have a special promotional training is there. Training usually need to when workers are promoted. At each stage of the promotion process, staff will need to learn new skills and methods, and this allow them to handle the different duties and new responsibilities. So, before to wrap up the lesson, we talk about today the benefits of training. Training for promotion, new jobs for business. Training is important. To improve the level of flexibility, we need training. To improve the job satisfaction, motivation, we need training. Sometimes it can be asked, okay, explain how job satisfaction and motivation can be improved by training. Then you must be able to know this thing, explanation of that part. Job satisfaction and motivation can be come from training when workers feel more secure about them, because as a result of that they feel more secure about their job, and as a result of that you can see one BLD point, they have been trained to do that job effectively, and not being able to do a job properly will be source of anxiety, frustration and dissatisfaction of workers. So nothing happen like that. It will reduce the anxiety and frustration and dissatisfaction. Therefore, the company has invested in those workers, and to replace them would be require more expense, and this may make employees feel more secure. It is also argued that the training can be used to motivate staff as well. So this is why that sometimes they're asking point wise, sometimes they're asking what are the benefits. Analyze two benefits of training, or sometimes they're asking explain how job satisfaction and motivation will improve. Right, you have to explain like that way when you're writing your answers, right? Okay, and also we talk about the on-the-job training and off-job training and examples from the case studies and the past paper questions also. We discussed the Emirate case study, how they did that off-job training program, how it is important, the benefits of this thing. However, there are drawbacks also because these workers are not getting working the experience on the real working conditions, and it is an expensive method because you have to pay for this artificial environment, these trainers, and these resources. You have to pay them, so it's expensive, and there is no real output coming from these people. They are just listening and just there's a training school. They go and watch the people, and they are completely training. But during the 7 weeks, you have to pay them more. So their salaries also you have to pay them full salary for their training. But actually, they're not flying, but you have to pay them. So these are the expenses of off-job training courses. No output and expensive thing, right? So, so you should know this table at the end to summarize on the job training, off-job training, because 9 mark questions can become. There are past paper questions. We'll do it on our next session. So, off-job training, advantage, disadvantages. On the job training, advantage, disadvantage. You should know. Even 12 mark question is also possible, right, from training section. A lot of possible questions are there. So and we talk about that's the thing. So mainly the importance of training also we talk about, induction training we talk about, on the job training and off job training also we have. Just now we actually uh, we learn. So today we talk about the training and everything. My next session, we see about we talk about what are the difficulty, what are the weakness of the training, what are the challenges are facing when you are going to do training, and also some couple of past episodes we can discuss how this training comes with the like IGCSE and others questions in 20 markers, 9 markers, 1 markers. You can see everywhere these training questions are there. So we'll have some look at in our next session. We'll talk about more past paper questions and more case studies. We'll talk about how this training will important and benefits of different types of training. We'll talk about furthermore. Okay, from that I'm winding up my today's session. So for everyone, have a nice day. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
Sir,
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you.
Nice.
Thank you.